Which did I like particularly? You know, I didn't do all that well in terms of accomplishments, but I thought that the automobile extrication was really, really interesting because I learned that there's so much technique involved, and that you really, after a while of doing these things, you quit watching the guys and listening to tips. They knew exactly what to do next.
Give you guys credit for the shape that they're in to get out there to do this.
And the number of personnel. I mean, if you roll up on the scene and you're only in one engine company, 3 personnel.
Right, if you're lucky with 3.
What do you think about that? I mean,
Well, yeah, it takes a while,
and
to coordinate everything and have some person down, 2 people on the ground. It obviously going to take multiple trucks on site. It's amazing, because the big question we've had is in East County is why do we need to respond to medical and car accidents? And now you know why. If you have an opportunity to take part in this, I would strongly recommend that you come quick and make sure you're first in line, because this is an eye-opening experience for all of us, I think, into what
did you take away from this exercise?
How complicated cars are. Gas charges for the seat belts, for the airbags, and how dangerous those can be in a situation like that. What you need to do in terms of stabilizing the patient, making sure that they know that you have an assessment of what their condition is, and more importantly, whether it's deteriorating while you're there. Well, it's interesting because out in East Contra Costa, because I'm on the fire board out there, we just moved a bunch of our stations to 3 persons per engine rather than 2. I can't imagine responding to that with just 2 people. It's being an impossible situation to control. 3 makes it a whole lot better, and I now understand why you have multiple engines and trucks on a scene, because you just need that number of personnel to deal with the auto accident. Because we were just dealing with 1 car. Usually there's 2 or 3 cars involved.
How about your exposure to the equipment? What do you think of that?
It's a whole lot heavier than I thought, and it's one of those things that I've always wanted to do. But I have to tell you, holding that in 2 or 3 different positions, I have appreciation for strength training. Oh yeah, and it got hot, and I can understand why hydration is so important.
So someone has asked you about your experience. What would you tell them? In regard to auto extrication, all things considered.
I think it's a whole lot more complicated than people think, and I think it's an experience that a lot of people ought to go through, just because, like I said a minute ago, so many times when you're driving past on the freeway and you see a lot of people around there, you don't appreciate what's involved in dealing with an auto accident.